Welcome back to Propology 101, and today we're going to talk about Bossk Blaster. Bossk Blaster is known as the Relby V-10. I was kind of looking at it, and when we were doing the Bossk suit, I thought, man, I wish I could find really good pictures of this because I want to do a Propology on it. Well, you know, there's not a whole lot going on with this blaster, and we just covered IG-88's blaster, so let's cover Bossk's blaster. Might as well, same scene, they're right there together, they're introduced in the same place, and it's the only place we ever get to see those blasters in the original trilogy. So here we go, let's talk about it. Bossk blaster is called the Relby V-10 multi-purpose. In the Star Wars lore, even if you go to Wikipedia and look up Bossk's blaster, it says it's a micro grenade launcher and it can fire blaster bolts. So it's a multi-use blaster, which is kind of funny because the real-life gun it's based on was originally designed to be a multi-use weapon. It's based on the Webley and Schumerly riot gun. Well, it's called the riot gun now, but originally it was called the multi-purpose gun. And the reason why it was multi-purpose is it was designed to fire grenades. It was designed to fire tear gas, designed to fire flares, and non-lethal projectiles. The tear gas and the non-lethal projectiles, that's the riot aspect of the gun. The grenade launcher, the flare gun, and also it could also have an insert where you could actually fire 12-gauge shotgun shells out of it. And now it's just considered the riot gun. And they're still made today and still used all over the world in the riot gun capacity, meaning tear gas and non-lethal projectiles. Matter of fact, they actually manufacture them now in bright safety colors. And like I said, they're still used today. And they were manufactured in England. Now, there's not a whole lot to this blaster. It has two scopes. It has two M38 scopes, one way out on the front of the barrel, on top of the barrel, and then one above the breech block at the rear of the barrel. That's where that rear scope's mounted. And also the scopes are facing the proper direction forward. And you kind of got to note that in Star Wars because sometimes scopes tend to be reversed. I'm looking at you, Empire Strikes Back EE3. Also, there's no greeblies. Well, there are some greeblies, but they make up the muzzle, and we don't know what these pieces are. There's not very many good pictures of this blaster. Sometimes we get lucky and we find a picture like we did of the MG15 mocked up as the RT97. We get lucky and we find them. We didn't find a picture like that for the T21 Lewis gun. And there's really no pictures for Bossk Blaster also that we can really dissect what it's made of. But there has been some theories. Most people that make this piece just make a round piece because basically what's in there that makes up the muzzle is a round piece that basically plugs the barrel up. And then there's another cylindrical piece that comes out probably about 1.5 inches maybe. And it's about the size or about the diameter of a pencil. And it has a slot in it so you can see daylight through it in certain angles. Now, I've seen people also use the cam timing gear from the Revell Visible Engine Kit. I've never looked into this, so I'm going to really quickly measure it and see if it's actually even feasible to fit. There's not enough good photos to really tell what's there. There is something there, but we just don't know what it is. All right, this is 43 millimeters, almost 43 right on the dot, 43.1. The riot gun has an inner bore diameter of 37 millimeters. So this would fit right on the end of the gun and probably not even protrude out around the barrel because the barrel thickness is a couple millimeters. This very well could be what they used. If there's something we don't know what it is, one place to just go ahead and start. Is there anything in the Visible Engine Kit? Mainly because that kit was used so heavily for prop blasters that it's the #1 place you want to go to anyway to try to figure out a mystery. There was also speculation at one time that this gear was the round greebly on the side of the EE3. And a lot of people really wanted this to be that greebly, but it had been confirmed multiple times this was not what that round greebly on the left and right hand sides of the Empire Strikes Back EE3. It was confirmed that wasn't what this was. And that part also had the connecting rod on it. But anyway, this makes sense because at 43 millimeter, it would be in the realm of the proper size to do that job, plug that barrel up. So I would actually love for this to actually be that piece. But anyway, besides that, there's really not much else on it. It has a wooden buttstock. It also has an aluminum foregrip. That foregrip that's on Bossk blaster is part of his blaster. And it's kind of a shame we didn't get to see that blaster more in the Star Wars, the original trilogy movies, but we do get to see it again later on in the Star Wars universe because it shows up in an episode of The Mandalorian. I think you can also catch a glimpse of it hanging in Din Djarin's weapons cabinet on the Razor Crest. Besides that, there's not a whole lot more to talk about this blaster. Join us next time when we pull out another prop, tear it down, and see what it's made of.